This is Steve. My girlfriend got him for me today for Valentine's Day. And I had to put a Penguins jersey on him because the Penguins win! Sorry, Steve. Oh my god, we won in regulation. Oh my god, we scored a power play goal. Oh my god, we led after 2 periods. Let's go. Let's go over the lines. Really not much here. Lafferty comes back in. Move my chair down again. Lafferty comes back in. O'Connor's out. Casey DeSmith is not backing up right now. Don't really know what's going on with that. Maxim Lagace or Lagace, however you say his name. He was our backup tonight. Same injuries. Now, I wasn't really happy about the start of this game, despite, obviously this is a very good game overall. But the Penguins took 2 penalties against the team that has the best power play percentage in the entire league. Not only were these penalties, they were bad penalties. Letang and Zucker, and then eventually the Capitals lead after 1-0. And kind of the motto for this game, if the Penguins were to lose it, was that we kind of gave the Capitals every single goal that they scored in this. Malkin with a terrible turnover on that Backstrom goal. We obviously let Kuznetsov in the power play for Washington get to work on the first goal. And then the second goal with Vrana, terrible rebound by Jarry. But doesn't matter. We're focusing on the good because the Penguins win this game. After, that bad start, the Penguins looked good. Not only did they look good, they scored 2 goals. Bryan Rust, man. Bryan Rust is one of the best players in the National Hockey League. There, I said it. I don't even care if he's playing with Crosby. Oh, boo-hoo. Put him off a line with Crosby, and you'll see still how hardworking and just simple this guy plays. Don't actually put him off a line with Crosby. We want to keep that. But Bryan Rust, Jake Guentzel, Sidney Crosby, that first line tore it up today. I think Crosby had a goal, Guentzel had a goal, and then Rust had 2 goals. So they were all on the score sheet in some way, shape, or form. And, man, Rust is elite, in my opinion. That's my PFR question, which we'll get to later. Do you guys think Rust is elite? Do you guys think he's the level as, a top winger in the National Hockey League? Is he better than Kessel right now? I think he is. Anyways, Bryan Rust scores. I mentioned last game that the passing play that the Penguins had, who I think Bryan Rust also scored on, how that was like a goal that I'm just like, yes. And the Penguins obviously have been practicing a lot with all the COVID stuff that's going on. And what it comes down to for me is that the Penguins are actually, executing what they've been practicing. This was obviously a set passing play or just good reaction to being able to, put the puck in the back of the net. And that's exactly what Russ does. And also, Brandon Tanev, only, 32 seconds later, the Penguins are up 2-1 heading into the first intermission. Brandon Tanev with a diving play there. Mike Matheson and Ceci were not only on the ice for both of these goals, but had assists. It was really good to see those guys getting on the score sheet, especially Matheson. Ceci has been looking great, which we'll get to later. Do we want to re-sign him? I know it's a little early, but still, he looks pretty good. Now, the Penguins get a power play, and they were 0 for 20 on the power play up until this point in when they were either tied in a game or ahead in a game. So hopefully the Penguins can get one here and take it into the intermission up 3-1. They don't. And Vrana scores right at the start of the second. So kind of a little bit of an unfortunate bounce there for the Penguins, because really what this Vrana goal comes down to is Tristan Jarry. He looked terrible on it. He got the initial save off of the wraparound. I think it was Oshie, and he poke checked it. And then it just went right on the stick of Vrana. And Vrana was like, thank you very much. It's in the back of the net. If the Penguins were to lose this game, I was going to ask you guys what your opinion is on Tristan Jarry. I'll still ask you guys anyways. I don't know about him or DeSmith right now. This was a game where the Penguins and Capitals was kind of a goal fest. I know there's 2 empty net goals, but still, up until the third period, there was a lot of back and forth play. It wasn't the best goaltending by any means by either team. Now, the Penguins are still playing pretty good in the offensive zone. They're getting those good chances, especially the first and third line. But as I mentioned, they're gifting the other team's goals. The Kuznetsov goal, the Backstrom goal, and the Vrana goal, all in my opinion, weren't necessarily the Capitals, forcing the play. It was the Penguins' stupid mistakes. However, the Penguins get a power play. And it almost is the same song and dance for the Penguins. They play decent in the second period, but they're not able to, to go off on a lead. But they do in this one. Bryan Rust scores on the power play, and this was just it was a nice face-off play by Sid, and I cannot tell you how happy I am that not only did this team get a lead, because Guentzel scores right after this penalty that Letang takes. And the Penguins get a good kill, and then Guentzel scores. They get a power play goal. That the Penguins had not led after 2 periods this entire season. I can't express how strange that is, and also how terrible a statistic that is. And this game, after Guentzel scores here, and Backstrom eventually scores, which I mentioned, that weird Malkin play where it was, passed to him, and Malkin really didn't know what to do with it, and Backstrom scored. Jarry didn't look the best. But the Penguins, with the Guentzel goal and the Rust power play goal, are up after 2 periods. And eventually they close it out in the third. The Capitals had some decent looks in the third, but for the most part, the Penguins played good offensively and defensively in the third period. And I was really, confused if I was watching the same team, because this team that I've been watching up to this point would have blown the lead, came back and tied it in the third, and won in the shootout or overtime. This game overall was really entertaining. Again, I'm a sucker for, this wasn't a matinee game, but I'm a sucker for weekend games in the middle of the day, especially against the Capitals. I just really like those games. Tom Wilson and Brandon Tanev got into it a little bit, and I really like how Tanev is starting to be that new momentum changer for the Penguins now that we don't have Hornquist. Again, Ceci had a great defensive play. He takes it up. He shot off the pads. Wasn't a crazy shot by any means, but he's still generating offense while also being solid defensively. Do we re-sign him for 1 year, or I don't know. He's looking pretty good so far, and I'm very happy about that. Also, Crosby got a good backhand chance from Guentzel. Ceci was also in on that play. Jarry kept on getting run into in this period. Part of it was his rebound control in this game wasn't that great, but part of it was also the Capitals, trying to injure him probably. But no, the Capitals pull their goalie, who had a pretty good game, Vanacek, with Samsonov going through all that COVID protocol. He's looking pretty good so far for them right now. After they had to give up Holtby in the offseason, Zach Aston-Reese and Crosby both score in the empty net, and the Penguins win this one 6-3, essentially 4-3, but those goals still count. And I'm just really happy about this performance right now. Not only did we win against the Capitals, did we win when we needed it, and we're up 7-5-1 right now, which is starting to become a more acceptable record. This was a good game by the Penguins, and I'm very happy. My 3 stars is just the first line. They played great today. The second line didn't necessarily play bad. It was just really noticeable by the first line. Third line played great. Fourth line wasn't out there that much. And again, impressed with Ceci on the back end. Jarry a little sketchy though. My question for you guys today is Rust elite? I mentioned it earlier, but I think Bryan Rust has a case to be a top 30 winger in the NHL right now, up there with the NHL Network's rankings or whatever. I can't really give you guys he's not a Panarin level or an Ovechkin level, but or Patrick Kane level, but Bryan Rust is, I would say, better than someone like James Van Riemsdyk in Philly. I say he's gotten to that point where he just, comes in and game out, leads the team in shots every game. And I think he is either ahead of Crosby or tied with Crosby for the team lead in points. He obviously led our team in goals last year with everyone hurt. But this year, with everyone for the most part healthy, especially on the forward side, Russ still has it. And I'm very happy to have him on our team. I like to call him hockey player. First name hockey, last name player. He does everything you want out of a player. He scores. He can kill penalties. He can put them on the power play. Forecheck's great. He's good defensively. Big fan of Bryan Rust, and I'm glad we have him for another couple years here in Pittsburgh. That is it for this one. Happy Valentine's Day, everyone. I know the intro was kind of cringy, but still better than just a weird meme I find on the internet. Thank you all for watching, subscribing, all that jazz. I'm thinking about doing a giveaway here soon. It might be related to a hockey card that I have, but keep in tune for that. I'm also going to be posting a completely different video, not related to hockey by any means, just because I want to do it for the fun. Thank you all for watching, subscribing, and all that jazz. My next subscriber goal will be 500 subscribers. I know that sounds like a lot, but more on that when I get to the giveaway video. Thank you all. Happy Valentine's Day, and I'll see you guys in the next video.